pull up to the block, top dropped in a trunk. This my Monday call, whatever color you want. I'll be switching when I'm whipping. Out here on my money shit, straight to the bank. Laughing y'all on some funny shit, seeing me broke. Ha, use a fool to believe that I might go MIA to get this cheese back. Definition of a hustler, bitch. HBIC, I be touching shit. I got little niggas with little homies. Game like Goldie, but I'm pretty like Tony. So I don't need them alphabet boys all on me. Got niggas on every corner in the roof looking out for me. Cause in the pen, I be nobody's bitch. Rather be out hustling until I get rich. I'm trying to see grands inside my hand while I'm thinking of a master plan. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 500, 600. I get it by any means of this rap shit of these bricks. Didn't know with my money, on my money, on my team, on and that's how it's supposed to be. We coming 100 strong, 100 throwing weed on what we on. The streets, not industry. Thinking of a master plan. 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 They better hope I blow. If not, it's back to the hustle. Couple runners, look out, shooters, a few muscles. I assemble the team, the American dream. Hand-in-hand transaction just to get that green. It's the American gangster, minus the informant. My product moving state to state like it's touring. Hustle game strong, never been on no weak shit. Setting up shop, I'm locking down them streets quick. Made bitch, like my Aunt Griselda. Anything in these streets that you need, just call me. I get it for the low and I mean wholesale cheap. You gotta come with the dough, nigga, respect my feet. Quality impeccable, always on schedule. You ask anybody about me and they'll let you know. I'm trying to see them grands in my hand. That's why I'm thinking of a master plan. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 600. I get it by any means of this rap shit of these bricks. Didn't know with my money, on my team, on and that's how it's supposed to be. We coming 100 strong, 100 throwing weed on what we on. The streets, not industry. Thinking of a master plan. 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 Thinking of a master plan.
What up? Welcome to episode 7 of the Bag Talk Podcast. I am your host, Mr. 313. I got my co-host, Jay Breezy from the south side of Chicago.
What it do?
Yep.
What it do? Yep.
We got Laker Alex in the back,
Yeah.
the producer. Shout out to Laker Alex. And we have a very, very special guest. I'm really, really looking forward to doing this interview. I love to see our young kings,
Yes.
out here just really taking the bull by the horn and being enterprising and also doing it in a respectful manner. Just
Yes.
in the few minutes that I've met this young brother. Very respectful, I can just tell he's about his business, and I love to see that. So, man, Edward, man, just tell people about you, man. Tell them about your business, and tell them like what your vision is, man.
Well, my name is Edward Pons. I was actually born and raised here in Las Vegas. I'm 18 years old, and ever since a small little kid, I've always just been different, always wanting to do the different type of things, and I just feel like there's too much hate and division in the world right now, as there is, and especially in the game. And I just believe that it's just time for all of us to come together. And me and my company, what we're about is just, for now, we're promoting all our artists, even artists that aren't signed to us, completely for free just because that's exactly how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like
dope.
we're all here working together and we're all here to get to the same goals and same
Right.
ambitions.
Man, that's dope.
Right.
Tell us about your company and what exactly your vision is, and like what are some of like the nuances. What makes you unique?
Well, we actually have a record label, and our company name is MDS Inc. It's a corporation. We have a clothing company.
Okay.
We have a record label, and now we're also working on starting a nonprofit organization for the youth, teens, and like homeless people on the street. We're trying to get them off the street as much as we can,
It's much needed.
and like
Yeah.
donating, and we're just really trying to just make a difference in the world and show that Las Vegas is more than just Sin City. We're a city of dreams, a city of love and of hope.
It's dope, man. Man, for you to have that vision at such a young age, man, I mean, that speaks volumes to your character, your spirit, man. Because I was just telling before we went on air, Mr. 313, that you don't see too many young kings like this nowadays, man. Like,
No.
this is very unheard of to see someone take such a positive note, for the music. Some people try to come in with the gangster mentality, the thug mentality, but to have this vision of positivity and to help the homeless and help people in need, damn, that speaks volumes, you know what I mean? At 18, ain't nobody thinking of that at 18.
Well, I couldn't take all the credit. I think the main reason why like I'm more about like helping the homeless and everything is because at one point in time my mom was homeless
Oh, wow.
in her life. So like I just understand like even my brothers and sisters, they had to fight for what they had on the street, and they had to, now we're all living in a house, thank God, but like it's just life is real, and I realize that, and I just don't like to see when someone just walks past someone on the street and they have food in their hand and they can't even spare 50 cents for the guy on the street or anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, just kind of take us back a little bit and just kind of give us an idea of like how did all of this spawn? Like, what was kind of like the events that got you to this point?
I would say when I was about like 14, I was a bad kid in middle school. Don't get me wrong. I would cuss out teachers so much,
Not you.
always get in trouble, and always be the want to be popular. And one day I just realized that like me being popular, all the reasons why I was being popular is because it was getting me in trouble. I was just wanting attention, and I was wanting attention in the wrong way. And don't get me wrong, I do like the attention, but I realize that it's not good in the wrong way. I feel like the best way to get attention is by showing that there's love in your heart rather than just hate for someone when you don't even
Right.
know their backstory or what they do when they go home at night.
Right.
You don't know what they go through.
Yeah, exactly. That's big.
Was there somebody that kind of like pulls you to the side, like like you messing up, like you need to get your mind right? Like what led you to kind of like that epiphany or like aha moment where it's like I need to turn this around? Because most people, they don't have those moments till they like 30, 35. Like you
Not
did it
even
at
in.
14.
Not even in.
Well, I think what it was about a year ago, actually. Like I said, I was a bad kid, and I was like smoking, doing drugs, doing a bunch of stuff. And around that time, my father was in jail, and right around then, he did lose his life from a heart attack, rest in peace. But
man.
right after
Condolences.
that, I ended up losing my baby. And then also, my friend got into a tragic accident all around the same time. So right around there with all that happening and then my overdose leading up, it made me realize and wake up that life is real, and I was put here for a reason, and not just to sit around with my friends and goof off, but to actually help others and make other people succeed, same as me.
All right. So that was some real shit you've been through.
Yeah.
So that's big, though. I mean, at a young age, for you to have that mindset to really turn your life around, to go through all that. I know people that are old age that go through that and still haven't learned their lesson to turn their life around. So I commend you for that, brother. I really
Thank
do.
you.
Absolutely. I mean, just from what you've told me, I mean, those are very traumatic experiences.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
can really
you-
break somebody.
I mean, you talking about losing, death in multiple situations, you losing loved ones, that causes a tremendous amount of pain. So what was like your coping mechanism? Was there someone or something that you kind of tapped into to kind of
Good
get you
question.
going in a positive direction?
Well, actually, I'd say it was the hospital that I went to. It's just most kids in there, when they're in there, they're just acting off and goofing out like as if it was like school still. But when I was in there, I really took the time to just think about myself. I had a week alone without my phone, without anything away from the world, and just surrounded by new people. So I figured out just the best way to get through everything. Like, they taught me so many different methods of, like, for example, one that they really taught me that I learned and I use every single day is that emotions only last 60 seconds unless you dwell on them.
Yeah.
And
wow.
that was like the biggest things that they really taught me in there, and I always think about that to this day, and just trying to keep my anger under control. And when things get tough and things get stressful, I just try to keep a smile on my face, and because I know there's someone out there going through worse things than me.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
That's dope.
very powerful statement.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you say emotions. I mean, so because we old heads, so to speak. I mean,
Hold on now. Watch out
not Jay Breezy, just me. But put us in the mind of the modern day, black teenager in 2021. I mean, what is that like? Because me being 18, I was 18. It was 1995.
Yeah.
I'm showing my age a little
Take
bit,
it
but
back.
I mean,
Let's take it back.
I mean, what is this? What is your world like? How are young people now? I mean, what are they talking about? What's the sentiments?
Nonsense. If I'm being honest, it's not really like what we should be talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I think most things that kids my age are talking about right now, I don't mean to put them down or anything, but like, I mean to like, that's why I want to spread my wisdom also, because I want to change the way that this generation thinks. Because if we think the same exact way and we keep going down the same exact path, and with this division and always just going out partying and just thinking your life is here, only like you only get one life,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna live every like 100 years. No, you live once, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a reason why you should actually do something good with your life, because God has actually given you a chance to be here.
Yeah. True indeed. True indeed. So let me ask you this: can you give us some of your inspirations within the music industry, like that helped you create your creativity and to start your label? And
I would say one of my biggest inspirations is actually Prince.
wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now see, now the young boy, yeah, look at him. He's showing,
came
he's
with
showing that. Yeah, talk
I didn't
about
think
it.
he was gonna say.
Yeah,
Prince,
I thought he was
but
gonna
that's
say
what's up.
Drake or something. That's what
I thought he was gonna say Nipsey.
Ah,
but it's
yeah,
all
that's
good.
kind of
Yeah.
favor Nipsey.
I
Yeah,
mean-
he got that Nipsey vibe. to
Yeah,
him.
he do.
Yeah.
I love all those artists, of course, but it's just Prince has always just stood out for me, especially because my mom from a young age always putting him on and everything. But it's just when things got tough and he had to fight against the record labels, he literally wrote "slave" against his face, and he went without a name just because of how he was feeling.
Right.
And that should be one of the key things that all of us artists should learn from, is that he put himself out there just to show us
Right.
that the music industry is a bad place and it should be changed, and it's ran by overpowered people who shouldn't even be there in power. It should be the artist.
But-
Absolutely.
yeah,
Man.
so with that-
absolutely.
So with that said, knowing what you know that Prince went through, how do you see yourself adapting or navigating in that industry once you get to the next level?
That's a hard question. I never actually thought about that one. I'd say maybe just because Prince did a great job. No one could ever outbeat Prince, and I don't think I could ever do that.
No. But I mean, as far as you know that, like you said, there's a lot of people in power that have the wrong sentiment of how they want to do business. They're looking to drain your energy and to drain everything from you. So how do you see yourself dealing with a good contract, bad contracts, or putting yourself in the right position with the right label or the right, would you look to go independent, or would you like to be with a major label?
I would actually. I feel like I actually want to literally take out all the ones that are literally bad, for example, because I feel like there's a lot of independent artists, but the only reason is because they don't like the way the record label and the industry is going. So there's already basically a rebellion in the industry.
Right.
And I don't think that they're going to stay around for too long. They do have a lot of power, but I mean, I swear this day right now that I will change that, because that's not how it should be. Like, they literally use it as if they can be in power and can like control the artist, when
Right.
the artist is the person who writes, and it's their intellectual property who actually gets them the
You said the key
paycheck.
word.
And I'm glad, yes, he did, my brother. He said the key word, that's your intellectual
IP.
property, yes. And that's what a lot of, people don't get, the business side of it. So for you to be, I hate to keep harping on it, but I'm just so impressed and overwhelmed that you at your age, the mindset that you have, I think you're going to do a lot of major things because you have the right mindset and the right vision to oversee your career, So I got to give you props on that, brother.
So since we kind of the subject of these these nefarious record companies,
Big words.
I know I was looking in the dictionary.
Him read the
earlier.
dictionary earlier.
Yeah, I'm on the letter N right now. So
Well,
what kind of examples did you see that kind of stood out to you? Like, whoa, I definitely don't want none of those type of problems. Are there any type of artists that
Good
kind of
question.
stood out to you? Was like, man, like, they really, really got screwed over.
There's a lot of artists I think about that's
It
like
is.
that.
it is. That's what I'm
It
laughing.
is.
New
man.
Edition, the Boys to Men,
Yeah.
One,
Jodeci, anybody was
all
on
the
P.
early
Diddy label.
90s.
Yeah, all
Yeah,
of them.
all of them.
Yeah, Tony Braxton, Luke,
Yeah,
Luke,
yeah.
Luke.
The Locks.
One thing that I really want to do, and that's one thing that we are different as a label, that we actually teach our artists on more of the business side too, about like their publishing and more even about the other royalties that go into it, such as like BMI and ASCAP and all those other
Mm-hmm.
royalties other than just Spotify and
Right.
Apple Music.
Apple Music, yeah.
You-
Because people think they made it big because they put some on Spotify or Apple Music, and it's like it's a lot more to it than that.
Nope, you gotta get that BMI or ASCAP.
Absolutely. Go into that because we hear certain rappers talk about those certain things, and the business side never really gets talked about. We see these artists and maybe the trinkets and toys that they have, but we never really hear like really the nuts and bolts of the industry. So kind of break those two aspects down, and what's the significance of it?
Well, that's actually one thing I don't like is BMI and ASCAP, only for the one reason, as they're basically, when you sign up for them, they basically give you a number and an ID, but that's basically just like your social security.
Mm-hmm.
They
Absolutely.
literally
There you go.
own, if you ever want to perform, you got to go through them. If you want your music played through anywhere, always got to go through them. And I don't think that's right, but at least they're at least giving you the royalties that you're supposed to get. Maybe not all of them, but I want to change that as much as I can. And I'd say, because literally if somebody walks in, let's say Mayweather right now, and he hears my song and I was collaborating with my friend, and I had a BMI account, but my friend didn't,
Mm-hmm.
he can't get paid for that song. Only I can.
Right.
And that's what sucks, because that's one thing that people just, they meet up with their friends and they just make their songs and they do this and that, and they don't have BMI or they don't copyright their music or any of that. So literally once it goes up into the air, who can steal it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, it seems, Edward, that you were quite the historian with music. Like, you kind of looked, which is great. You
You
kind of
researched.
looked back, to the, obviously the 80s with Prince. So, what other artists, what other genres have you kind of drawn off of to kind of like bringing that to today's sound and music? Like, what sound do you want to kind of have, resonating with what you're associated with?
Well, currently I have more of a like, I don't know if you guys heard of the art, Little Uzi. I have more of like of his type of flow right now,
Mhm.
but I'm trying to move more into like an indie pop type of flow, and
Yeah,
more
pop is
like
great, yeah.
like even like Michael Jackson 70 types beats. Like I really think that like old people like no
Like me.
offense to you guys
That's okay.
get it right, but
keep
like
living.
music back then was way better.
Oh
There's-
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we concur.
like
Oh yeah, you had to bring it, or
concur, yeah.
you was gonna get ran off the stage.
like
Just use the big word right there.
like you guys had way
Yeah,
better
concur is
music and
decent,
everything.
You know? Absolutely, man.
Right.
Absolutely. So what is it that you don't like about the kind of like style of music that's like going on right now?
I remember when I was a kid, I was walking out singing like this song called Dynamite when I was like 4,
Mhm.
and now I'm walking out like outside and I'm seeing kids at the library like 4 years old singing The Baby and cussing and all this, and I don't get that. Like my mama didn't have that for me. So it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know, it's just in my opinion I feel like it's just not the fact that it's too much like bad violence, anything. I just think it's more like they should start making more of like clean versions again for kids if they're going to be playing it for kids. Like if they want their audience to be kids and for all ages, then I just think that they should fix that.
Yeah, well
Yeah,
now they
absolutely.
do. Though. They do. Now they play it on the radio clean version, but with the way social media is now, you can go to social media and download the dirty version, and ain't nobody. No disrespect to nobody out there that's a parent, because I am too, but we can't monitor everything that a child does 24/7. So
true.
since they have access to iPhones, Android phones, they can download the dirty version, and next thing you know, they singing it.
Right.
You know, so it's,
Right, because I remember when like when, if Cube or if Pot came out with an album and they had to parental your
yeah.
label, they wouldn't let
they
you
wouldn't
buy
sell
it.
it. They wouldn't sell it to you.
Yeah.
You had to come in with
or
somebody.
you
with
had to go to
certain
the
age.
hood store to do it.
Oh,
to
exactly.
get
Yeah,
it.
well, they better know you in the hood too, because other than that, you come looking like you don't belong. You ain't getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Wow, man, that's crazy. So, just talk about how did you get your kind of company just built out? Like, what were kind of like the beginning steps?
Well, actually, this has been my dream for about like since I was 15, so maybe 3 years, and we actually just began this year, early in February. We actually officially started. It was just a lot of really just dedication, hard work. At the time, I was working at this phone repair shop, and just I remember just staying up late and always working on the website, and like we built the website ourselves.
Oh wow.
We just made the social media from day one. We even before we had the actual business license, everything, we always said we had it, just because we just knew that we were going to do it, and we knew that we're going to make a difference, and we just been pushing since day one. We finally just got on to Yelp, and soon we'll be on to Google, and
That's dope.
it's just up from here, and I just want to keep helping the homeless, and it was just a lot of hard work, I'd say, and dedication. A lot of people doubted us because we're so young, and they said, why not wait a few years? Why not do this and why not do that? But I believe that right now, when you have the thought in your head, is when you should act.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, you think of like Cube and Dre, those guys, they were 17, 18. When they started NWA. So you are born and raised in Vegas. So I mean, really, correct me if I'm wrong, 702 is really the only like main act I've known that really come out of
What's your name
Las
too?
Vegas.
He don't really claim it, but Neo from here too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Neo also. Neo. So like, do you think that's important to kind of like, bring a sound to Vegas? Because really, when you talk about hip hop or music, it's more so like L.A. or Northern California, like Oakland or just Los Angeles, Compton. Like, what do you think could be like the identity of Las Vegas?
Well, I do believe that a lot of artists now are starting to make us known a little bit more. A lot of us locally, like there's this actual rapper called Hype. Shout out to him. He's a local rapper, and he's great. And there's another one, Dylan Jacob. He went on to the 4 last year, I believe.
Okay.
And so I believe like we're starting to making it out, us young kids, and I think that's what it really is. It's just us pushing and just not stopping. And I remember going to my middle school, and actually Imagine Dragons went there when they were younger too.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was actually pretty cool. The band teacher was still there and everything. Like, that's what really pushed me to do more music too, because the band teacher told me they're there, and I was like, if I started music and that came to my head, that must be a sign. Like, they came to school here too. I could do it too.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's
Indeed.
great. So, like, what are you looking for in an artist? Like, tell us some of the artists that are on your roster and kind of like how you collaborate with them and, like, what else are you looking for from this point?
Well, from this point, we're not really looking for much from our artists. Really, we don't really want anything from our artists. That's actually why we have the clothing brand, because we don't want to take money from their royalties. We want to just be that family that they have, that everybody just goes and we're all just a family, and we don't need money from that. That's why we have a corporation with a daughter company that has a clothing. Like, we,
Boy, you got. Look, excuse me. I'm gonna say this, and I don't. He got his shit in order. All right. And to everybody out there, this young boy got his shit in order. So take notes from the young king right here, okay? He really got it in order. He ain't playing around. He's serious. He's focused, and I got a lot of respect for that.
thank you.
Yeah, much
Okay.
obliged.
So, I understand the part where you want artists to kind of like have their own platform and to enterprise. So, what value do they bring to you in like your label? Like, what do they have to offer for you? Because you have a lot to offer for them. But what's the flip side to that?
Well, as of right now, all we say is promote us just as we're promoting you. We're
Okay.
we're
There you
just
go.
that's all we need, is because that's where I think a lot of other record companies made the mistake, is because they believe that they actually needed more of the artist's money, when in reality, if they just had the image of all the artists together as a happy label, and more artists are coming and wanting to join your label no matter what, and hey, you're making side money from here, and you have maybe like a media production company too, and you don't need anything from these artists. You just are a family, and you guys always will work together. Now, this artist, when they have a music video, they're going to go to your production company,
Right.
and they're going to go to your clothing company to do your merch. Why? Is because you're not taking their money from their actual music.
Right. So you're kind of like just a safe haven and a hub for them to actually do business. So
Yeah.
that makes them even rock with you even more and even longer, because now you're basically empowering them to you're establishing a network, number one, and
Yeah.
then now they have the power and ability to do business with you. Correct.
Exactly.
Okay. I love that, man.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Yeah.
I love
If I could
that
take my hat
concept.
off right now, I'd do it. Take my hat off to you.
So just talk to some of the young people, because there's a lot of people that whether it's on TikTok, they're trying to get things going on TikTok, SoundCloud, whatever the case may be. Like what type of deal should they be getting? Like, what should they know about the music business?
I would say the number one thing that you should always know and always research is your intellectual property, because everybody thinks just because you put out something like music and that's just it, your intellectual property. No, you could write down some lyrics on some napkins and that's yours.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that no one should be able to take that from you. And I believe like another thing that they should learn is more publishing and just straight copyright. And I know it sounds boring to the average young kid, but it's the one thing that's going to bring you the money in the end, because you could come out with any idea. It doesn't even have to be for music. Copyright's a real thing, and it goes for every last little item that's out there. And once someone creates something and a big business sees it and you don't have a copyright on it, what do they like to do? Take it.
Yeah. And that's where licensing comes in as well, because if you have something licensed, if let's say like a McDonald's or a Starbucks, they want to use your song or your beat to have their
Right.
commercial. Now with the licensing deal, now like you're in concert with each other, so now they have to pay you
Exactly.
to actually use the music.
Yeah, Pusha
You
T
know,
did.
yeah.
He did a deal like that with McDonald's. He wrote the jingle for McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba.
Yeah, I mean, you
wrote
definitely,
that.
want that license. So, is there like a conversation you have like with your artists Like, how do you help them understand all these things?
The the number one thing that I say to them just to get through their head about the publishing is there is someone getting paid about $3,000 a day off a Biggie song just because Biggie remixed it and it was one of his biggest songs that he blew up from.
Absolutely.
Say this again. He's 18 and he's dropping jewels right now. For people that's been in the game for years and years, probably just as old as he is, been in the game that long, and he's dropping jewels that some people don't even know yet. You know what I mean? Like that's
Facts.
that's dope, man. I really dig your swag, man, your style. I can't say that enough, man. I'm very impressed with how well you think and how well you articulate, you know what I'm saying, everything that you're about. It speaks volumes to your character. Your mom, them, they did a damn good job raising you, man. For real, for real. But real quick, let's speak on the event. You have an event coming up this Saturday. You put it together with you and your team. Can you tell the people out there what it's about, how you got it started, how long it's going to be going on?
Well, we're going to be doing this event almost every month because, I mean, it's going to be for all ages too because there's nothing to do in Vegas for the young kids. And
Right.
they always have to sneak into a concert and do all this and get in trouble late at night, drinking, all that. Like, I just think, well, when I create this, I just want the community to come together no matter what skin color you are, what culture, what background, anything. Even if you're having a bad day that day, I promise you will make your day better by you coming and you seeing everybody together and the love that you will feel from everybody that's around you because there's going to be 17 artists on
wow.
July 16th, the first night. And they're all underground and they're all talented. And that's what I believe that we need is to bring all the underground people out just like they did in the 90s. And we're going to push through the doors just like they did. And we just got to break them down and show each other. And that's just straight love out here. We don't need to just hate on each other and hate on this guy for his shoes or for what he was doing. No, just come out. Let's vibe. Let's make music. Like, let's show that we're different, not the same and going to go down the same route and same path. Because if we go down the same path, I promise you we won't be happy in the end.
Right.
We won't.
Now, where in Vegas is this event going to be at exactly?
It's going to be on Flamingo and Rainbow. It's on
Okay,
July 16th and 17th from 4 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay, I'm trying to picture that. Is that that's close by the DMV? I think. Maybe that area. Is that park that's over there?
Yeah, it's West Flamingo Park, right in front of the Wendy's.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
subway.
yeah. Okay, cool, man. Cool, that's great. So, what was it? The process of kind of like getting that venue. I mean, you have to go to like through the city to do that, or?
Actually, the good thing about it being a park is that since it is a public park, it is actually perfectly legal for us to do it as long as it just doesn't go past curfew.
Okay, so what is curfew, like 11 or something?
Actually, I believe like 11. I believe 10 or 11.
Wow, that's cool. So basically, you could fit maybe a couple hundred people there, and it's no operational cost. You can just you can pull up, you can do your thing, and it's nice and out in the open, man. That's great, man. Was that kind of like the idea behind that?
Yeah, I really, because we're going to be also, there's actually the reason why I chose that park is because that's where I started rapping at.
Oh,
Okay.
so it got sentimental value.
Yeah, me and my friends every day after school, we'll just sit there right there in front of that senior center, just smoking and just rapping and just doing us. And now that I have my own label and I see that I could bring the community together and I have this goal, I know it's only right to go back to that park and help the homeless there too, because it's growing. And when I went there the last time, it wasn't too many of them, but now there's so many of homeless people there. And I hate the fact that it's just such a rapid growing rate, and
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like we should fix that.
What is that area they call on the east side? Is it the tunnel that they call it?
I
where
believe so.
Where they have like all the like the homeless people are like underground. You know what I'm talking about? So you don't even know about
No.
it.
No,
Like-
I've heard about it, but I don't know anything about it. I've
Yeah,
heard about
it's like it's kind of like an underground tunnel. Like
Yeah.
it's just underground, and it's just nothing but homeless people.
Yeah,
in there.
that's their own
Like
community.
they got their whole world
Their
down
own
there.
community,
Yeah,
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
the
Well,
media don't talk about it though.
Well, I've heard, I won't say I heard, but I read something close to a year ago how they were changing the laws for homelessness here in Nevada like it became such a bad thing. They're starting to lock some of the homeless people up, put them in jail because they trying to clean up the streets.
Yeah.
For
Absolutely.
me, I'm like, wow, you're gonna
The whole
lock
West
somebody
Coast.
up homeless?
San Francisco,
Oh,
LA,
San Fran doing
yeah.
that too? Okay, yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
know.
Because the thing is, especially with LA, like Skid Row, that area is great potential for development. You know, so you can't be building Starbucks and restaurants and buildings if
Well,
you got thousands of homeless people
Well,
there. So
well, with that being
th-
said, if you do that,
they're gonna start shipping those people out of there.
but I think, yeah. But if you're going to be developing in that area, what better way to get back to your community is if you put them through some type of retraining or some type of courses to get them back into
Yeah.
society to be able to work at these establishments that you're
Yeah.
building.
We
Exactly.
talking about wicked folks though,
Nah,
man.
I
You
get
know,
it,
they,
but
they
I mean
not
that's
gonna
just
think like that.
no,
they just
but that's just
they
but
just
that's
like get them the hell out of there and
because
let's
I want to
let's
build.
get to
yeah,
building.
yeah. But hey man,
So we'll talk about solutions. So what are some of your solutions in, assisting the homeless here in Vegas? Because I know in Detroit it was more so a shelter issue because it's very cold. So now it's opposite. Now you're outside in 120-degree weather. So what are your solutions to assist these individuals?
Well, I believe the best way is just like he said, instead of like locking them up, actually putting them through some program where we can actually teach them how to get back into society. And one reason I don't like group homes only because I was in one when I was little, but it's just a bunch of mixed emotions and mixed this and that, and it's just not right if everybody's in a group home because they're just always stressed anyways. So the best I think is put them through training, try to get them good jobs, and if they're teenagers, if they have ran away from home, I believe if it's a legitimate reason, then I believe that we should fight for their emancipation and not put them in a group home like a foster care, because that's
Absolutely.
only going to make them worse and
Yeah.
make them want to run away
Yeah, they're in
again.
the system now. Yeah.
Exactly, and it's never good to be in the system.
no,
Right.
at all.
And you've just talked briefly about some of the things that you've been through, the trauma, the death you have to deal with, being in a group home at a young age. A lot of kids in those situations tend to go the more violent route because they've been victimized. So now they want to externally do that onto other people. So how did you channel that? Or how are you able to channel that in a positive direction?
Well, because I used to really hate the fact that I was in a group home. I used to get like bullied for it. Like I was in foster care for only about like a year, and it wasn't the worst, but I did miss my mom and my family, yes. And it's just how I started going about it is just not caring, because I knew that I'm back home with my mom. Like why should I care what these people are thinking about me? They don't even deserve to know the real me. They could just criticize me, like, because
Damn.
they don't deserve to know the real me if that's how they only think.
Right. That's a great point. That's a very great
That's
point.
very deep at that age, man. You mostly be thinking about a get back. How I can tear them up and shoot them, kill them, do something, beat them up, and you're thinking on a more of an intellectual level, like, hey, what they think and how they feel don't matter. I'm happy here and I know where my future's going. So, damn, boy.
Yeah.
They don't make 18-year-olds like this, do they?
No, not at all. Not at
Man.
all. I mean, but the reality is, I mean, he's here and
Yes.
and you're doing it. So that's just a great thing. So have you seen like what you're doing like change other people in your circle? Like how did people in your circle react to
question.
what you've been building over the last couple of years?
At first, everybody thought I was crazy, if I'm being honest.
They always do.
They always think
Yeah.
people think I'm crazy. It's
Everybody's
okay.
just like, you're not going to be able to take down those corporations that got their hands on it. I can. Just give me time. And it's just, I remember like at first everybody just didn't believe in me. And then once I actually made the Instagram, people believed me for some reason. I don't know why. I think
They saw
that's
the
I
actions.
think that's the young mindset also. It's like once they see the Instagram, they think it's more official, so they just like, okay,
They
yep.
jump on. Yeah. You kind of
And-
have to manipulate their mind a little bit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and once I actually I quit my job. I worked there for about actually 2 years straight. It was my first job.
At the cell phone store, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
I actually started there actually flipping a sign and promoted.
Oh,
Oh,
you was the
outside, you
dude
just
that was
flipping the sign?
outside with the
Yeah,
little twirly thing. Okay.
in
wow.
less than 3 months, I was like just fixing phones inside and stuff. I got promoted, but it was just I think that's what really helped me with my confidence too, because I used to just like listen to music a lot and just zone out. I used to think like if I'm gonna be on stage one day, I'm gonna have to be in front of a bunch of random people anyways. So I just used to just go all
Talk
out.
about it, boy. Love your boy mindset. Talk about it.
And yeah, it's just I just once I actually like quit my job and I got the clothing label started, I got the whole key press in my house, and I just started seeing more of my friends just really wanting to be a part of what it was, and even people that weren't my friends, they just wanted to be a part of it because they know that things are changing and it's time to be on this wave.
Got you. So where did the whole merch idea come up with? I mean, how did you come up with that idea? And what is like some of the merchandise that you have?
Some nights I literally just think of ideas for businesses and I just come out with it the next day. Like the clothing one was literally I just was late at night laying down and I was like, there needs to be something else to make us money so we're not taking from the artist.
Right.
And I thought about it and I was like, easy merch. Well, I could go to other labels and do merch for them and do this and that. And I don't even have to stop at just artist merch. I can actually like go and do custom clothes for people and go to do it for other jobs and businesses, upcoming businesses and all these events. Everybody needs a t-shirt made all the time. And I believe the one thing that we also do for our company is we sell the actual heat press machines too, and we'll ship it
wow.
out to your actual location. If you're locally, then we'll have one of our people come by to you, teach you how to set it up and watch you like step by step so you can learn how to make your own
Say
money
less.
from home.
Did you hear
Say
that,
less.
Amber?
Do you
So
see that,
now
Amber?
you can get your own machine popping. You want to? Oh, wow.
Got
So,
Coach Amber in the building.
okay, so how did you get these machines? Like, where do you get these machines from?
Actually, when I first got them, we were starting to just literally get them off of Amazon, and then we actually partnered up with this company in China for even the t-shirts.
Okay, cool. So now they're just shipping the T-shirts. Oh, so you're just sending them like the design, like okay, we want.
No.
this
No,
logo.
they doing the t-shirt.
We're doing the t-shirts. They're sending us the actual machines, and they're sending us the actual shirts,
Oh wow.
but not the designs. We actually do the designs here locally.
Okay, so you're getting the shirts from them. Okay, the shirts. They're just supplying the shirts, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm sure since it's from China, you probably getting that tremendous discount than you would be doing it here in the United States. Then.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
way more expensive in the United States.
Okay, so now
Corporations.
you're
Right,
spending
talk
what,
about it.
$2 on a shirt, either, or maybe not even that.
I believe right now I'm spending about 90 cents.
Wow. Okay.
Bulk.
Wow, so-
about for like 200.
Yeah, bulk. So
Yeah.
you buying them in bulk, right? Yeah.
So you do a shirt, what, 20, 25 bucks, something like that?
We actually start at $10 for any
Okay.
custom shirt.
I
It just
think
depends on the
I think
design.
you should bump it up to 20. Man. Just
We're
a
gonna
little bit.
Everybody's saying that.
We're gonna talk to them a little bit after the show. We're gonna
Yeah, we
little
gonna get
business-
you up there a
business
little
costs.
bit.
We gonna talk about
We'll
that.
for sure. We'll for sure do that.
Wow, that's great, man. So talk about some of your goals. I mean, you've done tremendous enterprise, and obviously you had the mindset of just being a business. You're not just a record label. So what are some of your kind of like long-term goals of kind of like furthering, your enterprises? Even not even in the music business.
I actually want to get into like the movie production
Okay.
area and like shows and everything. Actually, currently my girlfriend, she's drawing out her own animated show right now that we're trying to have at least done by like started by next year or to the year after, because
That's
like
dope.
we just keep planning on just keep innovating and going to all different aspects of life, because I just think that the best way to do that and show people that you could be different and is to help them in any type of way,
Yeah.
any type of way.
That's great. I mean, and the thing is, about growing up in this generation, like, having equipment, like you can usually do a movie off a cell phone now.
Yeah.
You know, like
we're
we
good.
didn't have that type of equipment.
No, not at all.
Roving mics and
We couldn't go live back then.
yeah, cameras. So I mean, you really don't even need a lot. If you just got a great script, a great story, man, that's really like the key to the show. Is that kind of how like you're approaching like the media aspect of like rolling out content as far as shows?
Yeah.
I mean, like movies and things of that nature.
Yeah. Like I think that's where most people get it wrong too. Like they think they need like so much money when literally we have better cameras in our hands than the first music videos that when they first came out. So why are we
Facts.
complaining that we have to pay $500, $600, $800 for a music video? We got 12 mini. I'm sure you guys have some friends with some 11s or anything, and you guys could definitely do it.
Yeah, that's dope. I mean, do you have like a concept for like your first movie or kind of like first kind of I guess maybe they call them web series? Kind of like a concept. I don't want to give away your story, but kind of like have a general
I
concept
know
of
the
it.
show that we're working on right now that my girl is currently drawing. She wants to make it more like a South Park type of theme, and it's going to
Gotcha.
be more
I like that.
a little bit more like on the adult humor type of side.
Okay.
That's our
More
first
like
goal.
a Boondocks type
Yeah.
style. Wow,
Mhm.
I like
That's
that.
dope. That's dope.
I like that, man.
Well, at some point, we're going to have to get you and your girlfriend back to talk about, that venture so we can, get that out there. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll love it.
Yeah.
And
Family affair. Make it a family
And
affair.
if you need any help, as far as like getting funding, access to capital, or building out your business, man, I'll be glad to assist you with that, man.
Yeah, definitely. I'll make sure to get your contact
definitely
today.
get that going, bro.
I
definitely
love it.
want to see
I
you
love it
going.
when we can put black people together.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Make
indeed.
some
Yes,
noise
indeed.
right here,
Yeah.
man. Yes,
Yes.
sir.
And hook Amber up with some T-shirts, man. She need like about 5 shirts.
I got you.
Something like that. Oh, she need them today.
Right now.
Like yesterday.
I got you.
We need some Bag Talk shirts too.
Oh, we finna holler at them.
We need like a Jay Breezy
Yeah, we finna
shirt.
do that.
Okay,
We
we
finna
gonna
do that.
hook it up.
We gonna hook
All
it
right.
up. Let's do
Cool,
it.
man.
You already
Cool.
know.
Bet.
We already know. Let's do this.
Now tell them what's your give everybody information, like you on Instagram, like what's your handle and all that.
Well, my Instagram is the official Hypnos, but actually the record label is at Moondove Sun Records.
Moon Dove Sun. So what was your Instagram again?
At Moondove Sun Records.
Oh, okay. Cool, man.
That's
Thanks,
it.
thanks for coming on, bro.
Well, we appreciate you having you. We're gonna segue into your song. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you guys for having me.
Man,
This was
it was
the best opportunity ever, for real.
Oh man, we appreciate it, man. We're blessed to have you here, brother.
Yeah, we're gonna be looking back on this show like 5 years from now. Like, man, we had Edward, like,
We were the first ones to
early on.
Hey, we
man,
really the
he's
first
like
ones
a
to
big
interview him.
mogul.
He said this is his first one on podcast,
Yeah.
so we the first.
Oh man, we made history.
We
there.
made history today. Big ups. Bag talk.
Always gonna come back.
Appreciate it.
What was that again? You said it was Moon Dove Records.
Moondove Sun.
Oh, okay.
Bitch, I'm focused on my bands. Got 3 chains up on my neck. She said, Hypnos, you was lit. I just got her a new bag. Roll the blunt, we smoking gas. I need meds, I need friends, I need bands. Do the dash like running back. Want my shawty bounce that ass. My bitch bad when she leave. I get sad, I get mad. Feel alone, but I laugh. Ayy, no, I don't wanna feel this pain today. No, baby, just come my way. Hey, hey, come my way. 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 Baby, come my way. You plus me, everything we see like 1, 2, 3. You are mine, we could fly overseas. You're my star in the night that I see. Pretty little thing from your head to your feet. Hold my hand, we could dance on beat. Drink a little something, then we get nasty. Shawty so bad, she be moving like a freak. Moving like a freak. You plus me, everything we see like 1, 2, 3. You are mine, we could fly overseas. You're my star in the night that I see. I was 17, tryna ride in limousines. Fuck this popularity, I just need some clarity. Fuck the fame and money, pray the Lord my soul to keep. When I walk around town, life is like a movie scene. I got blood on my jeans, I was feeling lonely. I'm the God's boy king, I could fight like Rock Lee. White girl on fleek, been around the city. I'm a diehard, I'm a rock star. 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 See me in my car, now I'm going far. Don't break my heart, baby, I'm a star. Blasting off to Mars, breaking all the laws. Bitch, I'ma die, fucking real hard. I'm a rock star, dying real hard. I'm a rock star, going real far. I'm a rock star, I'm a die hard. I'm a rock star, I'm a die hard. Yeah, rock star, die hard. Rock star, die hard. Rock star, die hard. Yeah, I think that was it.